Hi everyone, this is Ashley with CT Arena Digital. So I am going to show you how to create a Photoshop brush out of your business logo in Photoshop. I have open my PNG file here of my logo. You can also create a brush out of a JPEG file if there's a white background, but I do recommend using the PNG file. I'm going to go ahead and delete this layer here. First thing you want to do when you create a brush in Photoshop, you want to make your file size a little bit smaller for Photoshop to be able to create the brush. So I'm going to go up to File, Image Size, and the biggest image size that it will let you create in here is 5,000 by 5,000 pixels. So I'm going to do that to make it the biggest I can and press OK. And then I'm going to go up to File. First, you also want to make sure that your logo is in black. Sorry, it's a big thing. If your logo is white, I'll tell you how I did that in a second, but I just inverted it here. If you start with a white logo, you can just press Control or Command I on your keyboard as your layer selected, and it will turn it black. If you have a logo that it's kind of busy, has like florals or something, you can still create a brush with it, but it's not going to have all the characteristics and the effects that your logo has. If your logo is very busy, it will just be very basic. You can create, say there was like yellow flowers or something around the baby's head here, you could create a black and white adjustment layer and then merge that layer and make it merge visible to make it still a PNG layer. And if you needed to make it a little bit darker, you could. When creating a brush in Photoshop, if it's a little bit lighter than black, your logo will just be created with a little bit lower of, your brush will be created with just a little bit lower of an opacity. But you can always brush it on a couple times if you need to. So after changing that file size, I'm going to go up to Edit and define brush preset, and then it's going to pop up for you to make a name for it. I'm just going to add a newborn logo in here for mine and press OK. And as you can see, it's already selected the brush for me. But if you go to your brush and you come up here to your brushes, it's going to be the very last brush here in your brushes. Now before you do anything else, go ahead and save this. If you go up to this little settings icon right here and export selected brushes, then you can save the brush file on your computer or your PC. Okay, so I'm going to click off of that, and now I'm going to come over to an image that I have open here. Obviously this is very large. Go ahead and create a new layer on your image. If you were doing this for like a gallery or something, you definitely could add it, you definitely could add it this large if you did like a grid or something. So you can just go ahead and brush it on there. It looks pretty weird because it's a baby face on a baby face. And if you don't want it to be that size, you can always obviously make it smaller. I'm going to get rid of that one for now, create another new layer, or you could just resize your brush up here to whatever size you want the logo to be. Just brush on there, click once. I'm going to hide that layer. You can do different colors if you wanted to do white. Obviously you could pick whatever color you wanted. If you wanted to do a red one, and then if you wanted to decide you wanted to make it a little bit bigger, you could adjust it that way as well. I do also have, this is obviously a free tutorial on YouTube, but I do also have grids in my shop if you're wanting to add that with your bigger logo. I'm going to go ahead and add one here actually so I can just show you. I have a few different ones with text and without text, with black grid and white grid. Go ahead and resize that here. So, and these you can upload to, say you wanted to do this and then add another layer and brush on your logo here. And then you could lower the opacity on that logo as much as you wanted to, and then get rid of your background layer and then merge visible, these layers, not flatten because that will add a white background to your image. You want to go to merge visible, and then you could save this on your computer as a PNG file too to upload to your proofing site to add to your images so people aren't stealing your photos and trying to remove the watermark. Obviously that purchase is optional, but that is how you create a brush from your logo in Photoshop. If it had a white background, it would be the same process. You just have to make sure that it is either on a white or a transparent background and the logo is black for it to properly create that brush for you. If you have any questions, you can send me a message. If you are a studio photographer, I would love for you to join my photography studio group on Facebook. I will link that in the description. If you want more free tutorials like this one, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to be notified when I add more.